Hey everyone, Team Hood shirts are back on sale until the 8th of February. Link to the store is in the description. I'm glad you guys like these shirts. I think these are my best selling shirts ever, so thank you for that. It most certainly helps me out during the tough month that is January ad revenue. Enjoy the video. Hey guys, before we get onto the topic of this video, I decided I'm going to go ahead and give you a quick update as to, I guess, what's been going on with me. I haven't been enjoying the videos I've been making as of late. I feel like I've just been putting out videos just for the sake of putting out videos. YouTube has started to feel like a job again, and I don't like that. Fair enough, it is my job, but it started off as a hobby, and I'd prefer it to feel like a hobby. Maybe it's just me still being childish, but I really don't like the business side of YouTube that much, which is why you don't really see many sponsorships from me. Anyway, I'm going to be uploading whatever I want, whenever I want. This doesn't mean I'm going to start giving you guys non-Pokemon related content. It just means I'm probably going to start focusing on higher quality videos like the ROM hack series I was doing, shiny edits, all the stuff that takes longer to make. I think it's fine to have filler content every now and then, like I'm not going to stop doing regular free-for-alls or roulettes, but I want to primarily focus on the content I enjoy making, which is content that I can spend quite a lot of time editing. I think the feeling I'm trying to recapture is the excitement of uploading a video, seeing what you guys have to say in the comments. I haven't been excited for that in a long time. I'm going to keep it real with you. And it's not like it's your fault. You guys leave some really nice comments and I appreciate it. It's just most of the videos I've been uploading feel like throwaway videos. Why would I care what people have to say about a throwaway video? Anyway, to wrap up this small update, I want to thank you so much for watching the videos regardless of my feelings for them. I have seen a lot of you guys saying that my videos have been great as of late, and I'm glad you think so, but I really don't. Hopefully you enjoy what I've got here for you today. It was a fun video that I actually started working on like sometime last year. I just never got around to finishing it. I have a lot of ideas. It's just the stress of uploading every single day has stopped me from getting around to them. So hopefully stopping the necessary daily uploads fixes things for me and my content gets better. I don't know. I guess you guys will be the judge. Thanks for listening and enjoy today's video. So as you guys already know by the title, today we're going to be talking about 10 dumb mistakes I made in Pokemon when I was a kid. These are all personal to me, and I'd love to hear mistakes you guys made when you were a kid. Or hell, even mistakes you made recently. An example of a mistake that I'm sure a lot of you guys have also made was believing that Mew was under the truck in Vermilion City. Everybody had to believe it at some point, so that's one thing I didn't include on this list. So the first mistake I made when I was a kid was believing Farfetch'd evolved into Doduo, and then of course into Dodrio. I already know I'm not the only one. I know there's more of you guys out there. Show yourself in the comments. If you put your hand up if you believed when you were a kid that Farfetch'd would evolve into Doduo. Now, to those that didn't believe that, you may be wondering why would you think that? They look nothing alike. Well, you see, in my defense, I was like 8 years old or something. I was young, okay? I was a kid. I was like 7 at most. Farfetch'd is number 83 in the Pokedex, and Doduo is number 84, and then of course Dodrio is right after it, number 85. And they're both normal flying types. Like you just match it up and you just assume it's an evolution trio, but it's not. I leveled up the Farfetch'd that you get in Pokemon Leaf Green to like level 40 before I realized it wasn't going to evolve. Poor Chideng was boxed and he never saw the light of day again. So the second mistake I'm going to be talking about is a back sprite. Now, it's not for alligator. It's not for alligator's back looking like a buttocks, but it's actually Aggron and his Pokemon Emerald sprite. That looks like an arm to me, or at least when I was a kid. I didn't realize it was the shoulder spike he has. I thought it was literally just his arm, but no, it's it's quite clearly a shoulder spike. Looking at it now, I actually don't know how I could have been so stupid, but I remember that being like a huge like realization for me when Gen 4 came out and you could see more of his shoulder. I was like, wait, oh my god, that's not his arm, it's literally just a spike on his shoulder. What? Yeah. When I was a kid, I thought Ampharos was its own standalone Pokemon. I played the Pokemon Emerald's Battle Factory a lot, and I would come across, you know, Flaffies and Ampharos and stuff, but I never knew they were an evolution because I skipped Generation 2. I didn't play Gold, Silver, or Crystal when I was a kid. The first time I ever played Generation 2 was with Heart Gold, Soul Silver. I know, I was a poor child. But looking at them, to me, when I was a kid, the only thing they had in common was their typing. Their names don't sound similar at all, and I mean, I guess, you know, upon further investigation, they do look quite similar, like body-wise and just face-wise in their tail. But like at first glance, you know, they're completely different Pokemon to me, or at least when I was a kid. I eventually, of course, realized that Flaffy evolved into Ampharos when I was playing Heart Gold, Soul Silver. I was actually kind of mind blown. I was like, huh? Excuse me? What? Although it was a silly mistake when I was younger, I really enjoyed, you know, finding out stuff like that. Nowadays on the internet, nothing is safe. You're gonna find out evolutions whether you like it or not, because the whole game is leaked and gutted for you. I miss the good old days when I was surprised about Pokemon evolving. Now this one isn't necessarily like a mistake I made. I mean, I guess it is because I believed him. I'm going to be talking about a friend once or twice during this video, and it is the same person every single time. This friend told me in Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green, in order to get into the cave with Mewtwo in it, you had to talk to the guy over and over and over again. And eventually you'll be able to battle him. Eventually he'll get annoyed at you talking to him and he'll battle you. And I was told specifically his team was Rattata, Raticate, Pichu, Pikachu, and Raichu. All at level 100. I don't know how these kids make this stuff up, but I was silly enough to believe it. I spent ages talking to this guy. I think I talked to him definitely over 100 times. Nothing ended up happening. Eventually, I grew up, started a new save file in Leaf Green, eventually realized the real way to get to Mewtwo is by doing the you know, the extra island event with Team Rocket and stuff. But yeah, as a kid, I believed that just talking to this guy over and over again would eventually allow you into the cave. Here's the second time that my friend has lied to me, and I believed it because of course I was young, you know? I thought he knew a lot about Pokemon. So, I was playing Pokemon Leaf Green. My friend, you know, he's like, hey, what's up? What you doing? I was like, oh, I'm trading out my Dragonair. I want my Dragonair to evolve into Dragonite, but I don't know what level it evolves at. He turns around and tells me it's a trade evolution. I'm not even joking when I tell you my Dragonair at that point was level 53, and I gave up training it. I was pissed to find out a few years later that it evolves at level 55. I was so close to getting a Dragonite, but I gave up on it because my friend told me it evolves by trade. The reason I believed something like that was because other tough Pokemon like Machamp, Gengar, Alakazam, Golem, they're all trade evolutions too, so I thought that was just the way it was, and that just made sense to me when I was younger. Anyways, let's get back into the mistakes that you guys can probably relate with. Mew 3. I remember being like 10 or something. I was really, really young. I remember being over at a friend's house. I didn't actually have an internet connection until I was like 14. So I was at my friend's house. We were using his internet, and we were just browsing the internet, looking at Pokemon videos, looking at just anything Pokemon related we could find when I was that young. And we read a few blogs, and there was so many like convincing images of Mew 3 being real. I think they were images of Mew 3 from Pokemon Chaos Black. I don't actually quite remember which ones they were, but I just remember seeing stuff to do with Mew 3 and actually believing it. Because obviously I was a dumb kid, and it didn't help that my grandmother told me she saw an ad on TV about a new Pokemon game or something, and I don't know if she just misinterpreted the ad or whatever, but yeah, that got me excited for it as well. That was another like reason I believed. I'm like, oh my god, there's gonna be a Pokemon game with Mew 3, oh my god, oh my god. And yeah, you get the idea. Number 7 is something I've spoke about in a video before.
My first experience with this game was quite an embarrassing one. I chose Charmander as my starter, and as most kids do, I over-leveled my first Pokemon. So I just got through Viridian Forest, beating Brock, but I had no idea where to go from there. I remember seeing a tree right before Viridian Forest, and I was so sure that's where I had to head to next. So I leveled up my Charmeleon to level 30 against Caterpies in Viridian Forest, hoping that I would learn Cut, but I never actually did. I eventually got bored and reset my game, this time choosing Squirtle, and for some reason, I actually figured out what I was meant to do quite quickly. I then proceeded to beat the game with no problem.
I remember Pokemon Leaf Green being the game I wanted to finish first, but because I got stuck, I ended up being Emerald before I beat Leaf Green. I think stories like this are the reason why video games are as easy as they are today. Kids are just too stupid. So this is a mistake, but this is an example of where Pokemon taught me something. I didn't know that prevent meant stop. So when the Everstone said it prevents a Pokemon from evolving, I didn't really know what it meant. So I had a Curlia and I gave it the Everstone. I thought because most of the time, like stones have a positive influence, I thought the Everstone maybe made Pokemon evolve faster. So I gave it to Curlia, and I had one all the way up until level 46 in Pokemon Emerald. Until, for some reason, I just removed it. I guess I don't know. I was just curious to see what would happen, maybe. I don't really know, but for whatever reason, I removed it at level 46. And I leveled it up one more time. And suddenly, I got my Gardevoir that I was waiting ages for. At first, I was like, oh, I guess it evolves at level 47. Cool. And then the next day, I looked at the Everstone again, and I was like, wait, does prevent mean stop Everstone? Like, forever? Forever the same? You know, everything clicked into place. And I learned that day that prevent means stop. Oh, it was so dumb. This is another one you guys can probably relate with. I thought Pokerus was a bad thing, and the first time I ever got it, I remember turning off my game and losing a lot of progress because I just didn't want my Pokemon to die, which actually brings me on to the last mistake I made when I was a kid. And the final thing is that I was told by one of my friends that Pokemon die once they reach level 100. I believed him, and I didn't train any of my Pokemon to level 100 for years. My first level 100 was a Rayquaza. Most people can say their level 100 was their starter Pokemon, like Charizard, Venusaur, Blastoise, or, you know, one of the Johto guys, but for me, it was Rayquaza, because I didn't want my Pokemon to die. And there you have it. 10 dumb mistakes I made in Pokemon when I was a kid. Hopefully you enjoyed my stories, and hopefully you can relate to some of these. And if you've got anything you want to share, feel free to leave it in the comments. If you want more content like this, remember to leave a like. Like I said, I have a lot of ideas that I'm willing to share. It's just daily content was getting in the way of it, but now that I'm no longer stressing over that, we should be Gucci. Remember, leaving a like on the video helps me out a lot, and thanks so much for watching.